Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome all of you to this webinar organized by the World Confederation of Productivity Science India on productivity challenges in post-COVID-19 era. World Confederation of Productivity Science is the world body created in 1969 and having its headquarters in Montreal, Canada. And it has presence almost 60 countries across the globe. The basic objective of the organization is to promote productivity in each and every sphere of the life and each and every sphere of the organizations and country or nations and globe as a whole. The productivity as a per se, so far this organization is concerned, they take a holistic, inclusive and broad view. It means it is social productivity, environmental productivity and economic productivity. We have to increase our economic productivity with due regard to society, with due regard to environment. WCPCS links individuals and organizations around the globe who are committed to productivity improvement as a means of wealth, the creating of wealth for the improvement of quality of life of the people for the regions and the nations. Now, this is all about WCPCS, and if you see the current situation, coronavirus has created havoc across the globe, putting economies, business, and other activities of the daily life at a halt. The economic impact of the coronavirus has been disruptive. The production has been declined, profit has been reduced, and unemployment has gone up. You see the supply chains have been stressed. And if you see the informal sectors and the daily wagers, they have lost their livelihoods. Even farmers are unable to sell their perishable goods, that they could not get the means to sell their products. Industries, if you see the industries, most of the industries, either they have suspended their operations or reduced their operations. And most of the situations, it has come to standstill. Our economy has gone down drastically and GDP has gone down drastically. Of course, the government of India has come out various packages to tackle the situations, right from food security, healthcare, you can see, to extending the payment of tax to the government. Government of India also, with the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and we have to double our productivity, and productivity could be improved if we bring in, if you reduce our input and increase our output through innovative means. Innovation and the productivity are the two sides of the same coin. In addition to that, I have to share something. Interestingly, during this COVID period, some of the industries in our country, they have done well, extremely well. If you, for example, Coal India, if you see the second quarter result, the production has increased by both production and uptake have increased by 10%. The coal production has increased from 104 million ton to 115 million ton in the second quarter of the current fiscal. Similarly, if you see the uptake has gone up from 122 million ton to 134 million ton. And if you go inside, the subsidiary companies like Mahanadi Coalfields Limited, CCL and WCL, they have done wonder. MCL has registered a growth of 68.5% so far production is concerned, and 63% so far dispatch is concerned. Similarly, CCL 47.4% and 31.5%, and WCL 43.7% and 60.2%. Other subsidiaries also, they have done equally good. And if you see our power company like NTPC also has registered a growth of 13.3% generation growth during this quarter, second quarter. It means our managers are very much active during the stress period. So now the time has come. We have to identify those managers, those who have taken their own decisions and improve the productivity. They have to be given more responsibility, and how to build resilience and how to bounce back and bring the economy onto track so that we can grow at a double-digit rate. These are the things we will discuss. Now we are having eminent speakers and also our senior members are eminent speakers. We have Sri Chairman of Coal India and the Management Guru, and I am fortunate to work with him during his chairmanship. I was Director of Finance in MCL at that time, and he is the person who has steered the Coal India from Miniratna to Maharatna, and he was ideal for everybody, and we always consider him as our guru. And he's so far the IPO is concerned, he was the person to bring first IPO of the Coal India, and whatever name and fame Coal India is nowadays getting, it is due to him. When he was in BCCL, he has brought in new innovative product like e-auctioning, import parity pricing, which has converted perennially sick company into a profit-making company. And he was instrumental to bring in finance from the World Banks and also JBIC. And also he was responsible for converting Coal India from a loss-making welcome you, Sal, to this seminar, to this webinar. Then we have Mr. Dipesh Dipu, who is a partner with Genesee Consulting. His entrepreneurial venture, which is a boutique firm that focuses on advisory services to energy and resource companies. Back to his new venture, he led mining sector consulting practices of two of the largest big four firms. Dinesh is a mining engineer, graduate from the Revered Indian School of Mines and a postgraduate in finance and chartered financial analyst. Was a chartered holder from the Institute of Chartered Financial Analysts of India. He has also done executive program in business management from Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta. Welcome, sir, to this webinar. Then we have our senior member, our tip patron, Dr. MP Narayanan. World Mining Congress, he is the vice chairman now, World Mining Congress. He was chairman of Coal India, and he is considered as one of the eminent administrator and technocrat in the industry, and he is in the advisory board of several organizations. Now, sir, welcome. We would need your blessings and support. And next, Dr. N. Saxena, he is our president emeritus, and he is more than 90 years old, but he has been associated with for last 30 years. And Dr. Saxena was DG National Productivity Council, and he has written several books on productivity. And he has sent us a message, and I want that if he is there, I wanted that he should join us. If he is not there, after my speech, I will read out his message. Now, after we have with us our senior members like Mr. Kalam. Kalam, of course, he is there. He will give the vote of thanks. Then the other members like R.B. Mathur Sahib is there, S.K. Chaudhary Sahib is there. Others members are there. Those who are they are associated with us and versed with the economies and coal industries. If they want, they can share the views after the speech of our two eminent speakers. So now, with the permission, if Dr. Saxena is not there, I will read out his message and then I will hand over the session to Mr. Partha Bhattacharya Sahib, who is our first speaker.